You ever stumble on a new piece of tech and just minutes later, it feels like you're looking at actual magic? The kind that makes you drop everything you're doing and just play? Well, that's exactly what happened to one developer. And his story kicks off this incredible journey into the power, the promise, and yeah, the peril of a billion-dollar AI revolution.
Okay, so get this. It's a little after noon on a Thursday. This product developer, who's totally fed up with how clunky and robotic AI voices are, gets a link from a coworker. He clicks it. 10 minutes later, that's it. Just 10 minutes. He's not only signed up for a premium account, but he's already cloned his own voice and is making audio clips that are almost impossible to tell from the real thing. His entire perspective on the tech just got flipped on its head.
He was so blown away, so captivated, that he started sending the link to his own friends with that exact warning. You know that feeling, right? When something is so good, so instantly cool that you just know you're about to lose a whole night's sleep tinkering with it. That is the magnetic pull of 11 Labs. It grabs you right away.
Look, this wasn't just some casual find for him. For this developer, this was a full-blown revolution that happened in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. Let's dig into how this single moment was such a massive leap forward.
You see, this guy had been deep in AI voice products since 2020. He tried all the big names, Resemble.ai, Descript, even Amazon stuff, but the technology just wasn't good enough. The quality was bad, the voices sounded like robots, it was a complete showstopper for any real project. He had basically given up. And then, boom, 11 Labs just lands in his lap.
So what is this company? What are they doing that could get a totally jaded developer this excited in just a few minutes? Well, 11 Labs is right at the cutting edge of something called high-fidelity voice cloning.
And we are not talking about the voice that gives you directions from your phone. No way. High-fidelity voice cloning means you can take just a minute of someone talking and create a digital copy that has all their unique tone, their inflection, their emotion. It's built to actually understand the logic and feeling behind the words, which is why it sounds so incredibly real.
Now here's what's really fascinating. The feedback. Old tech was always called robotic, but you know what complaint some users have about 11 Labs? That it can sound too perfect. For older people, the AI sometimes smooths out the rasp or the vocal qualities that come with age. One user even said, "This sounds like my mother 30 years ago when I was a child. It's so good, it can literally make a voice sound younger."
An incredible technology like this was never going to stay a niche tool for long. In just a couple of years, 11 Labs has absolutely exploded from a cool project into an industry-defining powerhouse.
Just let that number sink in for a second. The company was founded in 2022, and it's already hit a staggering valuation of over $3 billion. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's faster growth than a lot of huge tech companies we all know and use today. This isn't just another startup. It's a giant in the AI space. And you can bet the smart money is flooding in. They just closed a massive $180 million funding round, led by some of the biggest names in venture capital like Andreessen Horowitz. This isn't just them buying a cool product. It's a huge bet that AI voice is going to be the next major way we all interact with technology.
The scale here is it's mind-boggling. In only 2 years, users on the platform have generated over 1,000 years worth of audio. A whole millennium of sound created in a blink. We're talking about employees at over 60% of Fortune 500 companies using this platform. It's everywhere.
So how does it fit into the bigger market? Well, this slide really lays out the choice perfectly. On one hand, you've got a giant like Microsoft Azure, offering a whole suite of tools, speech-to-text, translation, you name it. It's very good, no question. But then you have 11 Labs, the specialist. They are obsessively focused on doing one thing, creating the absolute best, most natural-sounding AI voice on the planet. And that industry-leading quality score, it shows that focus is paying off, big time.
So when you have this level of quality, the potential for doing good is just immense. This isn't only about some cool new tech, it's about changing the game for how we create things, how we consume information, and even how we communicate with each other.
So where is all this power being used for good? Well, of course, you've got creators and publishers making podcasts and whole audiobooks at lightning speed. But honestly, the most profound stuff is happening in accessibility. 11 Labs is partnering with foundations to create AI voices for people with conditions like ALS. I mean, just imagine losing your ability to speak and then being handed a digital voice that sounds exactly like you. It's more than just communication. It's about giving someone a piece of their identity back. That is truly transformative.
But with any tech this powerful, there's always a flip side.
The exact same tool that can give a person their voice back can also be used to create a voice to deceive. And this is the shadow side of the revolution.
We have to ask the question, right? When literally anyone can create a perfect, indistinguishable clone of a voice, what happens when that power is used not for creativity, but for crime?
And almost inevitably, this has led to something cybercrime experts are calling voice cloning as a service, or VCA. On the dark web, on platforms like Telegram, bad actors are now offering these tools up, making it dead simple for anyone to get into the business of fraud or deception.
And the things they can do with it are honestly chilling. Imagine a scammer getting past your bank's Voice ID security, or an employee getting a call that sounds exactly like their CEO telling them to authorize a huge fraudulent wire transfer. This tech can be weaponized for incredibly sophisticated scams, for extortion, and for spreading disinformation using the voices of people we trust.
So this brings us to the central conflict of our time, really. We're standing at a crossroads trying to figure out how to balance this breathtaking innovation with the urgent need for safety and for regulation.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates the dilemma. On one side, you have 11 Labs, stating they're committed to minimizing abuse and taking action when they see it. But on the other side, you have governments scrambling to keep up. Take Australia. They're proposing a new bill that would straight up prohibit creating deepfakes without consent and give officials the power to force companies to take them down. The race between the creators and the regulators is officially on.
Look, the genie is out of the bottle. This technology isn't going away. In fact, it's only going to get better and more accessible. So the question for all of us isn't if we should use it, but how. How do we build the right safeguards, the public awareness, and the laws to harness the incredible good of a billion-dollar voice while defending ourselves against its darkest echoes? That's the answer we're all going to have to figure out together.